So on the score, I just here place few points before you only, because Mr. Karnalji is here. You might have all known about him. He may be practicing here in Madurai. He is hailing from Mettur area, where his family is one of the victims of that rabbing of the Veerapananda. The whole family, his parents are all having subject to so much of torture. Of course, the People's Watch is the organization that have taken him, and he has been brought up here, and now he has become an advocate. He has known very well about all these things. And of course, here Alaguram and Jinnah is also there. I know that these two people have taken a number of cases of minorities and other peoples, very well. So like that, I believe that Madurai is a place which is a place of our history says that it is a place of Kannagi. Kannagi is the woman who fought for the right of the not only for women. He proved that what is material evidence, a material contradiction. You know very well that when we are going to the arguments, contradiction per se is not a thing to be taken with the court. Contradiction, going to the root of the case of the prosecution can be taken into account, because contradiction is not a substantive evidence. A fact admitted is a substantive evidence under the section 50 of the Evidence Act, or the pleadings under section 70 can be taken into account. Whereas a contradiction is speaking about the credibility of the witness only. So contradiction is not the only thing to be rejected as a prosecution case. So my submission is, we have taken up number of cases. One case I can quote before this forum. When I started my practice in, I was told that 6 persons have been taken to task in Tirupur area. 3 persons are Sri Lankan Tamils and 3 persons are ROL, Revolutionary Youth Front people. Among whom one Umar Gayam was there, he was 17 years old. All the 6 persons are used to face the posters against the police in Tirupur area. And every month 2 persons are murdered there. 2 persons or 1 person are murdered. Nobody knows who is the culprit, who is the perpetrator of the crime. People are fighting. People are staging demonstrations before the police stations of Tirupur and all. Police is struggling hard to find the real culprits. Ultimately, when these people have gone there to paste the posters on the walls, they have been taken to task. What happened? These people have been subject to torture at the hands of the police for a number of days. Of course, one advocate from Madras sent a telegram to the register of Madras High Court and Superintendent of Police that Umar Gayam, a 17-year-old boy, was taken to task and he has been subject to torture at the police station for a number of days. That's all he sent. Then after knowing that, they have pinned the case upon them. 11 murder cases have been pinned upon them, 11 murder cases. And that time only I was called to conduct the case at Coimbatore District Court, where the present Supreme Court Judge Bhavani B was the Chief Judicial Magistrate come Additional District Judge that time. 40 days time was allotted for the purpose of trial only. I conducted the case before her. Of course, lot of problems also there, you know, how much we tried and all. When I put a question to the magistrate, his name is Raju, his Vaigo's sister's son. He was a magistrate of Tirupur. He conducted the DA parade. And of course, before the witness box, I just put a question in respect of the identity. Did you verify that these witnesses have not seen these accused prior to the DA parade, after the arrest? This is my question. அடையாள அணிவகுப்புக்கு முன்பாக கைது செய்வதற்கு பின்பு எப்பொழுது முதலாக இந்த எதிரிகளை பார்த்தார்கள் என்பதை நீங்கள் குறித்து எழுதுகிறீர்களா? இது கேள்வி கேட்கிறேன். You all have known very well. When I put a question, Justice Bhavani got angry. Don't put such a question before the witness. He's a magistrate. That time I was so young. Immediately what I told her, it's a slip of tongue. No, he is a witness in the box. That's what I told. So she was very much angry. No, tomorrow you may become a judge. Don't say like that. No, if you want to transfer the case, you can transfer all the cases to Amber Court. And I told that, no, I am coming from Bhavani, a small village, to Coimbatore, and I am spending from my packet. I need money only for my car diesel and for the lunch. So, reposing confidence of the court only, I am conducting the trial. Therefore, never I question the credibility of the judge. I have got good faith upon the court. These persons have been put behind the bars for more than 3.5 years, even without bail, lingering behind the bars. Therefore, I had request the court to record your question, and then your order to pass in orders, because It is very, very important thing. I have read about the judgment of the Supreme Court now. Then ultimately judge considered and recorded that now. Then the time of argument, because these people used to shout slogans before coming to the court. People, everybody would know. Morning they are being taken to the court for hearing. Afternoon DA period was conducted. So what is the procedure? Of course, judge and everybody knows that when DA period is conducted on the same day, he should not be taken by barefoot. He should be taken in a closed van. You know very well that Justice Nagamuthu, after coming to the bench recently when Shankar was murdered at Madurai, what happened? Immediately CCTV footage and everything were published in the press. Justice Nagamuthu went after coming to dice in the Madras High Court. He just called all the TV reporters. What right you have got to publish the photos of all the things? Don't you? Number of times I have repeatedly even warned you that you should not publish it, because all the accused persons should be taken to the court or to the police station or to the other places in a covered manner. They should be taken in a closed one. They should not be taken barefoot. This is a law, because once it is identified through press, there is no evidence value for the DA period. Under Section 9 of the Indian Evidence Act, it is valueless. It is evidence value is nothing once it is known to the witness. So here is a case that morning accused are taken to the Judicial Magistrate Court for hearing, and while they are coming, they are shouting slogans also. Therefore, it is very natural that everybody will see his faces and all. Therefore, the identification is absolutely useless and all. So on that score, when I quoted the judgment of Supreme Court 1971, judge understood, and you know, it is really a pride for me, I can say proudly in this court. Honorable Justice Bhavani B acquitted all the 6 persons, not as the prosecution has not proved the case beyond reasonable doubt, whereas it is a case spilled upon the false persons. That is a finding that has been given by the judge. So what happened? We have proved that these innocent persons have been kept in the illegal detention for more than 24 hours. That has been proved and vouchsafed, fortified by the telegram that we have proved before the court. Like that, there are so many things out there. Like that, when the police officers are committing these violations of human rights, that should be taken to task, because we know very well these persons are the protectors of the human rights. They are the persons to protect the law. It is a age that we have to promote the human rights and we have to protect the human rights. Where is the question of promotion or protection when the guardians of law themselves are now violating the laws and all? Therefore, it is very, very important, because in so many countries we are seeing, in United States of America, we have come across an important case of a football player. He was found guilty by the trial court because of the fact that his lover and himself had a enmity subsequent to certain times, and in the body that was found here at one place, second place, the hair of the football player was even found there. That was taken for DNA test. It was found to be one and the same. The hair that was found in the place of occurrence with the body, and the hair of the accused football player was found to be one and the same in the DNA report. Therefore, the court found him guilty. But in the appeal, what happened? Because that is an inquisitorial system, it is not an adversarial system. What happened there? The accused has taken up the entire thing again for DNA test. The hair that has been found in the place of occurrence is not a hair that has been plucked out. It is a cut off hairs. முடி புடுங்கப்பட்டு கிடப்பதற்கும் முடி வெட்டப்பட்டு கிடப்பதற்கு வித்தியாசம் உண்டு. அங்கு கிடந்தது பிறகு வெட்டப்பட்டு கிடந்த குடியில் போறாங்க. So it is fabricated one. It has been proved with the appeal, in the appeal by the accused. Therefore, he was there acquitted and all. There in inquisitorial system, accused has got a power to investigate, whereas in the adversarial system, it is not so. The prosecution as well as the investigation rests with the state, whereas it is not like that in Germany or France or in America. So here we have got lot of points, but we have no power of investigation. Therefore, what I request before this forum, the Madurai High Court and Madurai advocates have got a great historical background. You fought for the rights of the people, for advocates, and now there is rapprochement. Very good atmosphere is there. Bench at the bar. And now, my the purpose is that when the human rights violation cases are taken up by the advocates, either in the human rights court or in the high court, then definitely we can make the human rights courts a so effective one. Then only we can say that it is a democracy where all have got equality, because Article 14 says that equality before law, equal protection of law. No discrimination on the basis of caste, sex, religion or caste and all. Untouchability has been eradicated. But what happened now? Now we see that the human rights, there is a retreat, there is a reversion. That's why I have given the topic, is a human rights retreat. Of course, there are a lot of achievements are there on the book, but whereas in practice, we are going behind. It is a very solid set of efforts, because Gandhiji said that after independence, a girl wearing all jewels travels in the city by walk and reaches the home, then only we can call it as a democracy. But what is now happening now? Not only this cow slaughter, a manslaughter is going on, human slaughter is going on for the purpose of carrying a meat in his hand. The his Tamil Nadu IAS officers have gone to Rajasthan with all the documents. They purchased buffaloes and cows, because here it is a free subsidies given to the people. For purchasing cows and buffaloes with authenticated documents, our IAS officers have gone to Rajasthan and purchased the cows. While returning back, they have been restrained by some vigilance, the cow vigilances, and they have attacked like anything. You might have seen that. They have shown the papers, but they have not been spared. This is a set of efforts here. For taking the animals by vehicles, by the IAS officers, they have been attacked. Then what about the human rights or the people? Who are the humans? What is the specialty for human? So this is the place that I want to conclude my speech. Of course, this is a plan. After all, you might have now read about the recent wordings of this scientist. He stated that within a millennium, you have to find out another planet for the human being, because we have depleted all the resources for our grace and everything and all. So within 1,000 years, nothing will be there in the earth that on which we are living. You have to find out another one. That is what Stephen Hawking said. You all might have known about him. A famous physician who he wrote about a book called Time. So, he's a scientist. He's a physician. He said that we have to find out another planet. Is it possible? I don't know, but he said like that. This is a place where human beings are there with a great advancement in the world, has become a cook village, and we are seeing everything from our packet Android and everything and all. But we are unable to now solve the problems of the poor people, and that too we cannot eradicate poverty, unemployment, and rising prices, everything and all. On the other hand, the scientific advancement is there. The satellite that we have now invented indigenously have challenged not only America or Russia. We have come to the forefront, but we are unable to solve these problems of humans. So unless and until all the human beings are now equipped with all the basic necessities of life, there is no question of human right. So what I have cherished in my way of trial and all, of course, man or a preamble says that we the people of India, having solemnly constituted India into a sovereign, democratic, socialist, secular republic to secure equality before law. So we the people means not only the peoples like Adani or Ambani, even the poor Dalit people, Adivasis, workers, children, women, and others are there. These peoples are unequals there. Our fight is to make the unequals as equals. That is what Constitution says. Everybody has to now fight for the constitutional obligation. What is the preamble directive? We have to make the unequals as equals. Unequals are these people, the Dalits, or these Adivasis or religious minorities, women, children, workers, they are all under and deprived of the basic rights. Unless and until the basic rights, necessities of life are given to these people and made them as equals, there is no question of saying that we have got this constitution, and of course the Protection of Human Rights Act is there. So to achieve that goal, to achieve the preambular obligation, we all must try to uphold this constitutional obligation of functioning of the human rights code. On that score only, I have come here and addressed before you. I think I have taken much of time, and I have given a small written notes that I have not briefed here, and probably to circulate to all of you. In that pamphlet, I have given the details about the history, the functioning of the courts, and how to file the complaint and all that. All of you know. But the thing is that what I want to make all of you is that these violations of these human rights violations are going on rampantly throughout in India, in our place and all. That has not been taken to task. On the score only, I have taken this chance to place my views. Of course, I am not a practicing lawyer in the High Court as a constitutional lawyer and all, but as a trial advocate before the district court and all, I have got much experience there. And I have conducted so many cases. Even I am conducting, and the first case I conducted is the Selraj murder case, police Selraj murder case. That is a base case for the bomb blast case. Of course, the trial court awarded death sentence. Of course, in the Jothi referred trial, our High Court reversed the entire thing and all got acquitted. That case has been taken up today, yesterday, before the Supreme Court, before the bench of A.K. Sikri, and I had a fortunate to engage Justice Nagamuthu for the case, and he has accepted it. Actually, I had to leave that place. Then I told that it is time for me to go and share my views. Of course, it is not for me to give any lecture. I want to share my views with the lawyers and seniors there, with the justice also here now. As that it is a great opportunity that you have given me, and I hope that my lecture will definitely serve the purpose for which the Human Rights Act has been passed. Thank you very much.